What is up, my nerd familia, and welcome to Games y Mas, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of board games, video games, and a little bit of pop culture. I'm your host, Vic, and I would like to be the first to welcome you here to our little corner of nerdom. Whether you are a diehard anime fan, a manga reader, a film buff, to a casual, intermediate, cozy board gamer, to an aspiring esports star in the video game world, or to everything in between, this podcast is for you. We would love to engage with you guys, share some stories within the Nerd Familia, so come join us. If anything that we've said resonates with you, hey, join our wacky adventures here at Games y Mas. We would love to have you here. So, with all that being said, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñame a jugar. And we are here, and it's gonna get dicey, and it's gonna get hairy, and it's gonna get intense, and I'm so excited to have this episode to start off. Guys, welcome in everyone that is first timers. First of all, if this is your first time watching or listening to Games y Mas, welcome in to our crazy world here of board games, board games, video games, pop culture, whatever. As the intro said, we just want to say welcome. Thank you so much for visiting us here. And hopefully maybe you might join us here on the Nerd Familia. And if you're a returning listener, I just want to say welcome back, guys. Welcome. You're in for a treat because this is a special episode. This is the first of its kind. And maybe we might do some more of these here. But we are going to be doing a little game that I've called Game Be Gone. And I'll give you the premise of the game. Pretty much is we have a list of games, board games, specific. This is the board game edition. We might do a video game edition. Travis, I'm going to have you back on that one for sure. But we're going to do a board game edition where we are going to be debating on a board game that each of our contestants are going to be getting. And their job is to convince you guys, that's you, the audience, of why their board game needs to get erased from history. Why it needs to get rid of, why this game is a total flop, should have never existed, and why your opponent's games needs to stay in the history of making because their game is better than yours. So your job is to kind of reverse. We usually hear debates of why your topic is the best. This is why your topic's the worst and why their topic is the best. So it's going to be kind of a reverse debate. I think it might be fun. We always, as board gamers here, we like to talk about our latest and greatest fun games that we like to enjoy to play. We enjoy why we like it, why we didn't like. This time we're saying why we don't want these games. So it's kind of a big, kind of reverse here. But I'm very excited. We have two of the members of Operation Game Night joining us here. We have Travis and Clay, my homeboys. They are here. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for joining us here on the pod. Hope you guys are doing good. I like the little like animatronic wave you're doing right there. So, yeah, just for fun. I feel like I was a Pirates of the Caribbean here with your wave here. And then we have another special guest here, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us here, man. Yeah, there you got the pageant wave. You got the pageant wave. Yes, I love it. I'm so excited to have you guys on here joining us here. Very excited. We're going to be getting into some debates now. I won't be participating. I'll be the host. I'll be, moderating everything, and you guys are going to be doing the debate. But before we get into all that spiel and all that goodness, we have a special, we have to do our little intros here. Travis and Clay, you've already given us our top, your favorite board game and your favorite video games. And previous, you guys are no strangers to the podcast. You've been here plenty of times, and this is not the last time. You're going to be here more times. But Mike, you are our first timer guest here on the podcast, so we're good. We have to do tradition on the pod. Is we got to ask our first timers here. So we have our icebreaker question, two-parter, and that is, what is your favorite board game of all time? Again, big board gamer as yourself. We can do top three, and it can encompass anything you want: card games, Euros, Ameritrash, party games, whatever you want. And then the second part is, what is your favorite video game of all time? Again, if you got a big gamer, you can narrow down the top three. And we are including consoles, PC, arcade, if you want to do any arcade games here. So, Mike, I'm very excited. I'm very curious to hear what your topic is. So the floor is yours, Mike. Let us know. What is your favorite video game, favorite board game of all time?
Actually, unlike a lot of people, there is a zenith for me on board games, and that's Tapestry. That's like my perfect game. There's no question of that. Okay. I like the tracks. I like all the options. Every bit of the production is great. Everyone I've ever taught and played with has loved it. That's my game. But other than that, and I always do this look, but I'm moving, so I don't actually have my game collection currently. But some of the other ones that have been real big for me is Luthier lately by Paverson Games. That's been a ball. Such a great production. And then the other one would be Root, probably.
Root,
That's kind of
yes.
like a resurgence for me lately, and we're going to get a big game going next weekend with a bunch of my coworkers. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay,
So
Root.
now, video games though, not really a big video gamer.
For sure.
Honestly, the last video game I played was because of Travis, and that was Dispatch, and that sucked me in.
Oh,
Pretty
nice.
hard. But if it wasn't that, whereas I don't like playing video games, I love watching people play video games. Especially having a nice beer and watching some of my old friends play. Like what is that? Fable? Yeah, Fable
Nice.
or what's Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead, nice.
I get a little excited watching Red Dead Redemption though, and like I get really into it. I was usually intoxicated, but it's a good game.
No, for sure, definitely. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption, a great story-driven game, a great game to watch for sure. To just check out and see the story of John Marston and Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
So very great. And then yes, that hat. That's a good girl. Riding the horses around. Okay, nice. Okay, good selection on the board games. Root, I love Root. Such a fun game to play. Not an easy, friendly game to play as well. It's a game that you might need a certain crowd to play with for sure. You can't just easily teach this to a newcomer. They'll just be like, I hate board games, I'm leaving. But it's a great game, a great asymmetric game to play. And then good selections here. Thank you so much for sharing the icebreaker there, Mike. At the end, we'll do some plugins and stuff like that where we can find you and give you a follow and stuff on your channel and stuff. But before we get into that as well, we're gonna start the meat of this episode here, which I call Games Be Gone. Again, it's kind of explained at the beginning where we're all going to be debating about a game that needs to get rid of. You guys need to get rid of why it doesn't belong in the histories of board gaming. I gave you guys a list of games. You guys don't know what game you're going to get until I draw it from the hat. We're going to be drawing it from this special limited edition Universal Studios Jurassic Park hat here, right there. Plug and play right there, Universal. So we're going to be drawing it from this hat.
The hat you wear every day.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much the hat I wear every day. So it's got magical powers because it has games inside that we're going to pull out that you guys have to get rid of. And so I'm going to be giving you guys a game, and then I'll give you a game, and then I'll give you guys maybe like 30 seconds to kind of think of your talking points of why, and then we'll go dive deep into there, and then I will randomly choose someone to go first, and I'll choose someone to go second, third, and then feel free to, guys, if you want to butt in on each other's debate, to argue with each other if you guys want. There's no limits here. You guys can talk all you want as you want. I mean, obviously, we're not going to try to go for like 6 hours, but you guys are welcome to argue amongst yourselves. Try not to be polite. Talk over each other if you have to, and yell at each other and say that you're wrong. This game is worse, and we'll get to that. And then at the end, we're going to leave it up to the audience. That is you guys to decide who is the winner of this debate. Which game won for it to be erased? Who had the better talking points? Because these guys are fighting for a $50 Amazon gift card to win. And the winner is chosen by you guys. I will be creating a kind of a website so you guys can follow. I'll leave the link below on the description. You guys click on the link and you place your votes in, and we'll do it. Right now it is March, so we will do it. We'll announce the winners at the beginning of April. So you guys have a month to vote. These guys have their homework. They have to spread the word. They have to promote themselves and say, hey, vote for me on this episode because I want that $50 gift card. So it's up to you guys to decide who's the winner. So don't leave these guys hanging. They really want that. Amazon Days is approaching quickly, so they want to get some stuff. And $50 can go a long way. It's a board game right there. A good board game right there. So don't leave them hanging, guys. But without further ado, we're gonna get started with Games Be Gone. Are you guys clear with the premise? Any questions on the rules? Anything? You guys are okay? Clay, you look nervous.
I'm nervous. This is not my wheelhouse. I am not a great impromptu speaker, so we will see what happens when you draw something from this hat.
I
am going to give it my all.
Okay.
I have a point of order that you had a missed opportunity to call this Games No Moss.
Oh.
But other than that, I'm squared away. Let's get it.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Redact that. Games No Mas. I'm gonna name this Games No Mas. I'm giving props to Travis. That was you. That's all you. You came up with this concept. It doesn't mean I'm going to give you that $50 gift card, but
Can't wait for the royalties. The royalties start pouring in.
Yes, then I'll make sure you get some for sure. We'll talk numbers after this episode.
See, I'm so outgunned right now. Travis is so quick on the fly. He's so creative. I mean, he came up with that baby dungeon crawler just off the top of his head, and now he's coming up with names for things. It's not fair.
I believe in you, Clay. I can believe in you. Channel your inner board game, and then channel your inner hate of board games. And then you'll be fun.
That's not my wheelhouse.
Oh, I believe you got this.
I love board games, Vic. I think I'm gonna do better by talking the other people's games up.
Oh, there you go. See, that's your strong suit right there. And that could be like, There you go.
Now we know your strategy.
Oh,
that's not my strategy. I was just getting in your heads.
Okay.
That's the strategy. Okay, Clay, I'm going to go with you first because there's 3 games that you've not played before. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the games that you have played here, hopefully. And then we'll go here. So here we go. So the game you're going to be getting, Clay, is Battleship. You're going to be talking about Battleship here.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you've played that game before.
I have played this, unfortunately.
Okay. So there you go. Oh, unfortunately. So easy. You're ready to knock this game out. Yeah. Okay. All right, Mike, I'm going to go with you next. Here. See what we're giving you here. We are giving you Clue. You're getting Clue. We're talking about Clue here. So gather your thoughts here. All right, Travis, you ready? You are going to be talking about Ticket to Ride. You'll be talking about Ticket to Ride.
Travis is going to lose.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard one to hate on, but let's see if he can pull it off. He can talk about it. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. I'll talk to the audience real quick while you guys think. The list of games that we had a couple of lists. If you guys are curious to know what kind of games we were talking about here, mainly games that we are talking about are just basic games. Your basic introductory games that you've seen, maybe like Monopoly, like we said, Clue, Life, Guess Who. We're not going deeper into the games of like Ameritrash games or Euros or those heavy ending strategy games that you look at and they're like, well, intimidating. Maybe we might do a follow-up episode on that one for all you hardcore board gamers out there that listen to the podcast. We might do an episode for that so you guys can be more familiarized. But this is for anyone that's listening that's, maybe casually played a game of Clue or Monopoly or something and just want to know what's the fun is all about on this one here. And so we gave Ticket to Ride, we gave Clue, and we gave Battleship here. I'm going to draw randomly the game, and which game I draw is who's going to go first on your talking points. And the main talking point here is the number one question that we'll start off with is the main thing is, why does your game deserve to get erased from history? What classifies your game as a terrible game, a game that should not be played? Target should not be selling this game. So let us know on that one. And so the first person to be talking here is going to be, give me a sec, let's re-roll here, drum roll. Travis, you're going first, my man, with Ticket to Ride.
Oh my God. Not only did I get the toughest game, but I also have to go first.
That's not a good start. You should not acknowledge that this is a tough game to get rid of, Travis. You should be like, wow, I hate Ticket to Ride.
So first off, let's talk about Ticket to Ride. Let's talk about Ticket to Ride for a sec.
All right.
First off, it tricks newcomers into the board gaming hobby, that they actually like board games. And so they play this once, they're like, wow, this is what board games can be. And then they go out and they buy 50 other games that are going to sit on their shelves for years that are never going to get played. You have grown adults arguing about train routes at a table, which is objectively hilarious. Like, no person that works a 9 to 5 should sit down and talk about train routes in their free time. There's plenty of other hobbies out there besides playing board games like Ticket to Ride. Or there's better games to have better discussions. It doesn't facilitate good table talk. It convinces new players or people that believe that strategy is like the end-all be-all of board games, that collecting colored cards counts as a real strategy. And then when they go into every other game that they just filled their Kallax shelf with, they're going to get wiped. They are going to get smacked down by people that actually strategize and actually play board games that are worth playing, that are not Ticket to Ride. You have dozens and dozens of maps for the Ticket to Ride franchise. They should have stuck with one. Do it once and end it. I don't need to spend $100, $200 more on 1,000 different versions of Ticket to Ride. when it's essentially the same game over and over and over again. You get the box, you unwrap it, and you open it up all excited for your new board game, and it's like maybe 10% of the box is full, and it's just like a bunch of wasted space, but they made it so large. The Ticket to Ride, with the amount of expansions that they are selling in these giant boxes just for shelf presence, is single-handedly killing the rainforest out there with the amount of cardboard that they are putting out, or the stupid little. I wonder if you stack every piece of little green tile that you build your roots with, the little wooden tiles. If you stacked every piece that has ever been made, I wonder how much wood they have actually used to create those pieces. Because I bet you it is probably several acres worth of trees, because it is so much to cut those things down to end up with these little sticks that end up on this little board. And then you invite the new player over. Let's say you're like, I need a game for new people, and you are the one that's facilitating a game night. You're like, Ticket to Ride. It's a great onboarding game. The internet says that people love Ticket to Ride. And so you sit down, you're like, hey, new guy that's new to the game group, we're going to play Ticket to Ride because the rules are easy to understand. And the strategy is just collecting cards. And then they sit down and they get excited about this game. They get excited about being invited to be part of the group. And then those new guys get waxed by 40 points every time. And then they never come back to game night and you never see them again. So if you're looking for a game that is killing the environment single-handedly, that is creating false impressions of what games can be to these new players, if you're looking for a game that has the barest bones of strategy, then sure, Ticket to Ride exists, and it should exist. But guess what? It shouldn't. It's a bad game with bad strategy, bad table talk. No grown adult should care about train routes as much as the people that pick up Ticket to Ride at their local Target. End of rant.
Okay. There you go. So, not a good game to play, guys. Ticket to Ride. No one should be collecting cards and color sets. That's just a bad thing here, guys. Okay. All right. We'll give a little bit more discussion on that later on the arguments. We'll choose the next person here to see why your game should be gotten rid of. You got to follow that up with what Travis said about his game. So let's see if you can follow that up. And next we're going with Battleship. Clay, why should Battleship be erased from the history of gaming?
Listen, I'm going to keep it tight here. I don't need to rant and rave like Travis. I will just explain how Battleship is played, and the listeners can decide for themselves about how boring this sounds. Basically, you have two boards. You can't see your opponent's board. They've hidden ships across the board, and you just take turns shouting coordinates at each other and saying miss for like 30 minutes. And then eventually you hit something, and then you make the two, there's really no choices then. You randomly stumble into hitting one of their ships, and then you decide whether you want to go, north and south or east and west to find the rest of the ship. And that's the game. You can essentially spend the first 15 minutes literally just saying A4. Okay, miss. Next person. B6, miss. Does this sound like a fun time? I will tell you, I just watched my 7-year-old son and my mother play this game, and they sat there and played it for like 20 minutes. Nobody sunk anything. Oh, wow. And they both got bored and walked away from it. This game cannot capture the attention of a 7-year-old or a grandma. They both thought this was so lame. I mean, the production's cool. You open up this big laptop-looking thing and you think, wow, this is going to be a sweet game. And then you realize you're literally just making random guesses into the air and hoping that you stumble across something. There is no strategy. There is no thought. This is not a game. This shouldn't exist. I would rather do a million other things than sit down with Battleship. So that's all I have to say. Battleship sucks.
Okay, yeah, nothing more boring than just yelling out coordinates and saying miss half the time. So there you have it. So there's his argument for Battleship there. All right, Mr. Mike, we're saving the best for last. Why should Clue be gotten erased from the histories of gaming?
So, for the sake of argument, let's just say there are no other mass market games, just the three that we have. Two of those three are deduction games. One of them is basically a remake of something we all played on our late 90s, early 2000s computers, and that is Minesweeper. And we all got sucked into it, and we all loved it, and if we had it today, we'd still be playing it. Now, if you look at Clue, on the other hand, we take the essence of a logic puzzle and throw all this thematic nonsense at it and roll to move, and it takes forever to get room to room. And then what if the pipe's not with Miss Rose or whatever the purple lady is? Yeah. Like, you're spending all this time actually wandering around an empty building. At least with Battleship, there's a logic puzzle. You got intersections and things like that, unless you're in TED and they're stacking them on top of each other, which maybe that's what was going on with this 20-minute game. But at least with that, they're both deduction games, but there's an end in sight where you're really just wandering around a mansion. And unless they put, what's his name, Stephen Curry in the board game, there's really nothing to make this exciting at all. And I don't know, when I was a kid, people were constantly screwing up and putting two people cards and leaving out something. There's a lot of room for error there. Unlike with Battleship. And then, it just, at least with Ticket to Ride, there's probably not a whole lot of strategy with it. But you have some you have some things that you can throw in there to make it more interactive than with Clue. It's a dumber Battleship. You're just guessing, really. But without the logic puzzle piece that Battleship has.
What logic is there? I make a random guess. I find a ship,
but you can narrow it down.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I guess.
I will not handle slander against Tim Curry, which is the star of the
Tim
Clue
Curry.
movie. Clue should exist just for the fact that they made a movie with Tim Curry. If nothing else, it needed to exist for at least 100 years just for that movie.
The only benefit of the Clue game is Tim Curry. I agree with you. But otherwise, there's no point for the game. It's just the product is crap. It falls apart. The cards rip. I don't even know where the little envelope is that I have in mind.
Wait. You have it?
Yeah, as a memory of why I don't play it.
I usually don't keep the games I think are crap. I promise you won't find Battleship up around here.
Clay,
Travis, by the way, is Ticket to Ride on your shelf?
It is not. Never has been. It's a dog shit game. But Clay, I will say, you say you're shouting, coordinates back and forth in Battleship. I will say it teaches kids to think outside the box, because when you stack all of your ships on top of one another and they form one silhouette, I mean, you at least get a little something out of that.
I mean,
divergent thinking, rather. Divergent strategy.
Ticket to Ride and stack the trains up real tall, but I'm not playing the game.
And even okay, let's talk about the take that comment. That goes to my point that new players, it is not an inviting game that you can sit down with new players for. If I sit down and I'm a new player and I've never played with this friend group before and I've never played a board game above the levels of Clue and Monopoly and Battleship, and I sit down and then people start doing the take that and I lose by 185 points, I'm not having a good time. I'm straight up not having a good time.
I mean, you can say that on any game.
I just want to go home.
You know why that actually makes it a good game? Because you actually can be good at it and you can have rewards for playing it multiple times. And I will appeal to authority here. And God bless his soul, Tom Vassell, this is one of his favorite games. And that man knows board games. So I think...
And sometimes you need to piss out your significant other by cutting them off. It's a thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've had multiple times where I've been angry at my wife because she cut me off on a route, and she knows I wanted that route, and
it gives you that interaction.
It ruins relationships.
True that it does.
You're not making the point that you think that you are. You're not making the point you think you are.
So Clay, name something from your game that why it makes it worse, and name something from Mike's game, why it makes it the best.
Okay, so in my game, what makes it the worst is you literally start with 0 information and spend the first 10 turns just trying to randomly get your footing. Now, in Mike's game, you have a theme, you have ideas, you have a mystery to solve, and that's why it's fun. You're all trying to be the first one to solve this mystery. I think that's how Clue works. It's not co-op, is it?
It is not.
It's not co-op. Oh man, goodness. I feel like that's points deducted for Clay.
But you get my point.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. And then Travis, when it comes to Ticket to Ride, the theming of trains, and then you have Battleship, the theming of ships. Why is trains worse than battleships?
Why are trains worse than battleships?
Yes, according to you. According to your game, trains are worse and battleships are good. Why would you argue that? If we're looking at the context of why you got to keep Battleship and why you got to get rid of,
because trains play little to no role in global power projection, and battleships can literally send a message to any country. We just parked a bunch of battleships off many coasts, and not to make this a political thing, but still, it sends a message when you have a strike carrier group sitting off the coast of a foreign country. Mm-hmm. You don't park a train out there. That's not the same message.
Okay.
And are these battleships, Travis, are they using some type of stealth technology? Or can people see where they are?
That's a great question. See, some of them do have some capabilities, Clay. It's a little above your pay grade. See, but you're welcome to go out to the train yard and go train gazing if you want. But those very expensive pieces of mechanized warfare are out there doing the Lord's work. So
you just said they were there to project power. So the thought is they're visible. People need to see them.
Some are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. I don't want to get a security incident here, but
yeah. Are you familiar with a submarine, Clay?
That is not a battleship.
Okay.
That is a submarine.
It is a battleship. Same.
Yeah. Oh, I guess there are submarines in Battleship.
Okay.
There is a little.
There you go.
Point taken. Whatever.
Okay. Mike, off the top of your head, do you know how many the player count for Clue is?
I think it's 6. 1 to 6.
1 to 6 players. Can you explain to me why your player count of 6 players is worse than the player count of Ticket to Ride, which is, I believe, 4. Is it 5 players Ticket to Ride, or is it?
No clue.
4. I think it's 4 players.
No, I think you go 5 players in Ticket to Ride.
So why is Ticket to Ride's player count better than Clue's player count?
Well, I feel like anytime there is a map, whether we're talking Ticket to Ride, routes, anything like that, the more players you can get on the board, the more interesting decisions become. On Clue, on the other hand, there could be 6 of you in separate rooms, and really it makes no difference on where they are comparatively. So where Clay puts his Colonel Mustard, I don't even know if that's the character. This is how bad the character was. Yeah. And Travis puts Tim Curry in the closet. Like there's no fun to that. But you put more people on a map, it automatically becomes more interesting, no matter the game.
Okay. Travis, do you have any rebuttal to that?
I think it does matter when you put more people on the board in Clue, because the board is designed in like a circle with entrances from the main foyer into the different rooms, and you can skip across the rooms from side to side. Now you all start in the center, and so when you say go and you fan out and you go out to those rooms, now there's no longer the race. So like the strategy changes. between like, I'm going to race this person to this other spot because this is the unknown, to like, now I might need to coordinate my efforts a little bit to try and scoop up these different, instead of doing like a star pattern to solve the clue, to solve the murder.
Yeah.
You are now running around the outside, which becomes kind of like a race game versus the original star pattern where you're running through the foyer.
Either way, that sounds really fun.
It sounds great. That sounds like the best game I've ever played.
I mean, holy cow. At any player count, it sounds like Clue rocks.
Clue is great.
But you know what sucks about
I'm feeling targeted.
It only plays at 2 players.
2 players.
I mean, what a limiting game. Only 2 players.
But most people in the world play games at 2 player. I know the 3 of us for sure do, and I'm sure everyone else really does. It's a very popular player count.
Interesting. Yeah,
it's very limiting.
And Battleship is portable. Put that in the car. You sit in the
They do come in nice clamshells, like a Polly Pocket.
You want to go to Universal Epic Studios and you're just sitting there waiting in Jurassic Park? Yeah, a little fan favorite there.
Vic, when's the last time you brought Battleship to Universal?
He's going now.
I'm going to now. Yeah, it's very portable. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to post it on my chat right now. Probably today. Okay, Clay. You're talking about 2-player count, which brings me up a good question here. Is replayability on your game? Why does Clue and Ticket to Ride have better replayability than Battleship?
Oh my gosh, because Battleship, it's hardly a game. It is literally just blind guessing, and it always is the same. You're gonna blind guess until you hit something, and then you just try and hit it again. There's nothing to it. It never changes. Ticket to Ride, we have, a lot of variance that can happen based on where the other players are putting their routes, what routes you draw, whether you want to go out and try and claim some quick, or you want to spend a lot of time drawing a bunch of those freaking train cards, getting a full stack of freaking cards that you can use to make these awesome routes. Feels great when you pull that off. So, I think that rewards replayability, especially with the multiple maps that Travis unjustly lambasted earlier. And Clue, I still think Clue's a co-op, so I can't really say. But I imagine it's pretty replayable. They got every game there's a different murderer and with a different weapon. And at a minimum, it makes for a good story to think about Tim Curry with the steel pipe.
Tim Curry's working against me in this podcast right now.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's making you lose some points here in that one for sure. Okay, we're gonna go with the final question. It's gonna be for all you guys. Is why? We kind of already talked about it. We kind of talked about the aspects, but we're just gonna go final overall gist of why your opponent's games need to stay. What shines? What's good about their games? Only to make your game look bad. And so gather your thoughts, let us know why everyone else's game is the peak essence of gaming and why your game is the worst essence of gaming. So we're just going to go you're going to be pretty much giving everyone else positives of their game, what shines about their game. And then after that, we'll do some closing remarks here. We're going to start off with Mike. Go ahead. Let us know what's so good about Battleship and Ticket to Ride. What shines about those games?
I personally believe that Ticket to Ride is one of my favorite games. Not like probably top 100. But a lot of it has to do with ease of rule set, able to get most anyone on board and how to play it. And it does have good interaction, in my opinion, because I enjoy that little take that piece of it. Whether other people do or don't, you can play it either way. You can always house rule, that kind of stuff. And then I'm at a loss here of a bad reason not to like Battleship. Like I said, it re-implements one of my favorite kind of logic puzzles as a teenager, just being alone at 2 a.m. in my room. So I like Minesweeper, and that's really what it comes down to.
Okay.
So
definitely. Okay. Very good. Very good. There you go. There you have it. All right, Clay, let us know why Clue and Ticket to Ride need to shine and yours was bad. So what are the shining points for Ticket to Ride and Clue?
Well, Clue is one of the best co-op games that has ever come out.
I mean, you could make an argument that it's a co-op, I guess.
You could. Yeah. Two of you could work together to, screw the other player over.
Yeah, sure. I mean, enough said there. But Ticket to Ride is a game that I originally wanted to hate on. I wanted to hate on this game. I thought, oh, this is gateway garbage. I don't want this in my life. And then I played it more and I was like, you know what? This is actually a really solid game. It works for people that play a lot of board games. And it is, despite Travis's pleas, a good game to introduce to new people. It does have that simple rule set. You can get people up and running. It doesn't outstay its welcome. And I think Ticket to Ride has justified its place in board game royalty. And there's a reason why it's everywhere. And there's a million different versions of it because it freaking rules. And Clue, there's a movie about it.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a movie about it.
Yeah. There was also a movie about Battleship,
with Rihanna.
Rihanna, yes.
Was it based on the Battleship, the game IP, or was it just called Battleship?
Oh, it's based on the game's IP. And your homework tonight is to watch both the Clue and the Battleship movie. And watch the Ticket to Ride. Oh, wait, there's not a Ticket to Ride.
It's coming to Netflix soon.
It's coming to Netflix.
Coming to Netflix soon.
There it is. With Catan. So these games aren't safe from the movie adaptations, for sure. All right, Travis, hit it home here. Why does Battleship and Clue shine? And what
That's
shine?
A great question, Vic. So Clay, while he was talking about his 7-year-old playing, I thought to myself, like, wow, what a great game to onboard kids into board games, right? You have your Hi-Ho Cheerio, and then they're like a little too old for that. They're a little too old for Candyland, like the matching colors and stuff. Hey, how do I move them up to a little bit of deduction and logic? Battleship is the perfect onboard, right? Then you've got the next step, which is Clue. And they have their deduction and logic. They know how to follow patterns. Hey, Clue is about what do you do? How do you follow that hunch? How do you follow that deductive reasoning when I no longer have patterns? Hey, how do I collect evidence? How do I follow a trail? How do I trust my intuition? And so it's about building confidence of young players and onboarding them into the adult world through basic skill function building through board games. I think that these are perfect stepping stones into much larger games. I think kids can build great confidence when they succeed at games like this. And I think that grandmas that, make this game boring for their kids, like that's a shame because these kids can really gain a lot from succeeding at these games, right? Let your kids win games. That's okay. As long as they can understand the system and trust their intuition and build that confidence and trust their methods and really flourish under these games. I think that's a great opportunity.
Okay, beautiful stuff from all you guys. I'm gonna give out one more bonus question here. So anyone that's listening, if you want to make your decision now, go ahead, because this bonus question is going to go against everything they just said here. And that is the question is, why? Give me something positive about your own game. What is something shines about your own game? What you like about your own game? Just to kind of end on a positive note, because we were just negative throughout this whole episode, but it was a fun kind of negative on each other's games. I liked it. I love the banter. It was great. You guys did a phenomenal job. But we're going to end it on a little bit of a positive note here. Why is your game really good? And what are some highlights of your games here? Clay, we'll go first with you on why Battleship is a good game.
Yeah, I mentioned it a little earlier, but the production is pretty baller. When you flip open that plastic freaking laptop looking thing and you got all these plastic ships and you get to put them out in different places and you got the little hit markers, it's a great production. And it is a nice intro game for kids that like requires very little to explain to them how it works, and it looks cool, and it could be a good stepping stone to get them to play more games.
Nice, beautiful.
You better not cut that into earlier in the episode.
No, I sliced it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Oh wow.
Yeah. Vic's got his thumb on the scale.
There you go. All right, Travis, let us know why Ticket to Ride's a good game.
So I actually have a confession to you, my friends. I have never actually played Ticket to Ride.
Oh, wow.
It is it's a blind spot for me. I'm a fake gamer. I'm a gamer with a lowercase g. But it is so just I've played Mousetrap. I've played Monopoly. I've literally played every other game on that list except for Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. That's why you were hating on that. You're like, oh,
but it is so persistent and present, and just the culture is flooded with Ticket to Ride that I have just absorbed every game of Ticket to Ride that I will ever need to play, just through knowing what it is. I pass. I guess that's not really an answer.
No, definitely. I mean, I want to give you kudos for making us believe that you did play this game, because I was under the impression, like, all right, you were nailing it. You were selling it on why.
I was going to say, I was believing you.
Yeah, Travis really hates this game.
Yeah, I was like, he really hates this game. Yeah, he's like,
I came with passion. So secretly, you were drawing my game, and I'm crossing my fingers so hard for Monopoly. I really wanted to rant about Monopoly, but next episode. Next
episode, we'll cancel these ones and we'll go for some more here. All right, Mike, bring us home here. What's some shining clue about Clue?
Well, with any of the mass market games, I think they all have a relevancy, and really was everyone's gateway game in some way or form to this. But Clue, especially because that opened up a genre of board games that I really enjoy, which is mystery games, deduction games, whether it's like House on Haunted Hill or Blood on the Clock Tower and Werewolf. Like, this is a really cool way to step into those games mechanics early, because honestly, back in when I was like 10 playing this with my mother, I had no idea that I could be at World Series of Board Game playing it with Blood on the Clock Tower, which I would never have done not knowing anything about deduction. So it's a great way to get moving in that field or that genre game.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. Yeah, well said. You guys had some great points, some amazing talking points. You guys sold it, especially you, Travis. You sold it with that not being able to play. But you guys did a phenomenal job. Clay, you did better than you thought you'd do, man. You were doing such a great job with Battleship. You did.
I mean, I think I had the easiest one to hate on.
Secretly, I wanted to draw Monopoly as well, because I wanted to say that Clay's looks like the Monopoly guy in about 20 years with his mustache coming in. He just put a little wax in that thing.
There you go. Do not pass go.
This is my future.
I wanted Monopoly too.
Yes. Oh man,
I wanted a whole different way.
I wanted Catan.
You wanted Catan? Oh, okay.
Let's run it back.
I hate that game.
Okay,
I love that game.
Maybe we should have done it with Catan then.
Yeah. Part 2. We're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna do part 2 with these games for sure. Definitely there. So
Double or nothing on my Amazon gift card. How about that?
There you go. Oh,
you think you got this?
He's claiming it already that he won it. Nice. I dig it. Okay,
the audience will decide.
The fate is in you guys. Yeah.
Only has Tim Curry working for him.
Oh, there you go. See, there it is.
I like it better when Steph Curry.
That's enough. Sorry, Vic, you're trying to do your outro. You're trying to do your outro. Go ahead, Vic.
I love it. No,
outro us, Vic. Get us out of here.
I'll get you guys out of here. I just want to say thank you guys so much. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are doing a good job. Thank you for being the first guinea pigs of this Games No Mas. There you go, Travis, for you. Games No Mas, board game edition, where we debate on games that we don't want. Kind of a little take. Obviously, as board gamers, we love playing all types of board games. We have our loves and hates. So, and I feel like a lot of channels talk about their loves and they don't talk a lot about their hate. So, let's balance the scales a little bit here, but in a fun, friendly way. If any of these games are your favorite games and we just bash on them, I'm sorry. But we're just doing it for competition, which leads me to you guys. It's up to you guys to decide who is the winner of this debate. Did Clue win? Did Battleship win? Or did Ticket to Ride win? Which one was the worst game of all that was more convincing? These guys are gunning for that $50 Amazon gift card. So it's up to you guys to decide. You have until the end of April. You guys, Clay, Travis, and Mike, you guys have a homework to do to spread as much awareness of this episode so you guys can promote yourselves to say, hey, vote for me, I did better. Because if maybe like 2 people only vote, then we're just going to go based off the 2 people that vote. And, if 2 people voted for Clay, then 2 people voted for Clay, or, they voted for Mike.
No signing in your kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be his mom. It's going to be his mom.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got a lot of people like have, really supportive family fans.
There you go. So they're gunning for that $50. It's up to you guys. Before we close off here, I just want to give a special shout out, guys, to the Operation Game Night guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here and coming in. If you guys are fans of Operation Game Night, please give them a support. Please give them a like and support. They are awesome. They got awesome content. They're trying to do the synchronized handshaking. So maybe they might do better in their channel. So you can check it out. They do better.
We don't.
Oh, there it is. There it is. But Clay, Travis, thank you so much for missing Jared. So Jared, you were missed on this episode. I think you would have been good on this one as well. But we'll get you on for the next one whenever you have time. I know life gets in the way for sure. But please give them a follow. They're on all socials and all links. I'll leave links and everything to their channel on the description below, like we always do. They're no strangers to the podcast. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're regular, you should already be a fan of Operation Game Night because they're our friends of ours and they've always come here and we always say to support them. So please go support them if you haven't already. Click their like and subscribe on their YouTube channel. Do everything, grow their algorithm, like their content, comment on their content, do whatever you can to support them. Please go ahead and do that. And I will give a special shout out to Mike. Thank you so much for joining us here on this. I want to give you a plug in. Is there anything that you want us to plug in that we can leave on? Anything on your channel? Any content that you want us to plug in?
No, not right now. I'm revamping a bit. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek? What are you revamping about?
Ooh.
A name change, basically. I just haven't decided it.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
So, no more Bearwin plays games or board games.
Dang.
Man. Okay.
I was going to say the last time you came on our podcast, you changed your name, so then people couldn't.
I
find
added
you.
board games. Yeah,
That's right.
No worries. Okay,
Wait, he changes again.
He changes it again. So the revolving door of name changing. I like it. That's right. Keeps the people on their toes. But if whatever you change your name to, please let us know. We're going to leave it on the link. We want to support you as well, Mike. Support your content as well. But again, I want to give a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Thank you guys for listening. We plug these guys and all their content. And we want to plug ourselves as well. If you want to give us a follow, we're on all socials: X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, where we like to watch or listen to podcasts. You can find us there at Gamesy Must Pod. That is at Gamesy Must Pod. Or if you want to send us an email, if there's a topic you want us to talk about, or is there more games you want us to debate about, please send us an email as well. You can send us an email at gamesymustpod@gmail.com. That is gamesymustpod@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. I've been your host, Vic, y nos vemos a la próxima.